Let's play some WoW. I have not played this at all in a minute. I played a little bit of Battle for Azeroth towards the beginning, long enough to get a couple of my characters up to 110, and now that's squished down to 50 because they have implemented that level squish. I have logged onto this character once since getting. Are you, are you able to hear me? What? Go into my Warlords of Draenor base. Hey. Is that one of the BlizzCon items? Yeah, I think so. Gotta re-pick talents. Kind of feel like I need to look up some builds for what's best. I've typically been an arcane mage in the past. Let's do amplification, shimmer. It says slipstream is also really useful for this build. Yeah, let's do slipstream, rune of power, arcane echo, chrono shift, arcane orb, and overpowered. A lot of these talents were definitely in Battle for Azeroth too. I remember them. Are all of these still valid spells? I guess it would have just disappeared from my bar, so. Okay, they still have the PvP talent slot. I really like using invisibility in PvP as a mage. So many cute little pets wandering around my base. Need to go to Orgrimmar. This looks different. Oh, is this the entrance to Orgrimmar? My, how things have changed. Okay, this looks more familiar now. I love how the fox just sprouts wings when you fly with it.
Champion, preparations have been made. Nazgrim will tell you of the grim fate that has befallen our allies.
I think this might be a quest from Battle for Azeroth that I never turned in. And what just happened? Oh, I'm getting a cutscene? the production value of the cutscenes really started going up in Legion. I think this is actually a Battle for Azeroth cutscene, though. I never, I played enough of it to decide that I wasn't that into it.
His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank.
Still think I like FF14 better.
Those blood-soaked shores of Caledon.
I remember when this song came out during Battle for Azeroth. I think I've seen this cutscene before too.
The Admiral fell at Theramore because she left his side.
Why this, so daughter of the sea? Why this, did she forget her seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray?
I feel like this is kind of timely to be watching now with the whole sea shanty phenomenon, though, even though this isn't exactly a sea shanty.
The ocean deep, the Admiral followed west. What else but sail to save a daughter's life and pray she stood to breath. But there he found upon those distant shores enemies on the rise. But when he faced those savage foes, his daughter stood aside and buried deep beneath the waves, betrayed by family, to his nation with his last breath cried, beware the daughter of the sea.
Lip syncing like a dork.
I'm listening now. Father.
I tend to like FF14's writing a lot better, but a lot of the military conflict in WoW does a better job at dealing with some of the weird, just tricky moral situations you wind up in. Which is kind of a product of them trying to make neither the Horde nor the Alliance the good or bad guys.
Beware, the daughter of the sea. Beware. Beware.
Whereas in FF14 you have everyone against groups like the Garlean Empire who are very clearly fascist and evil. Why does my cat keep wanting to curl up right where my mouse is? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Raindrop. I'm calling you out on stream. And she just knocked over my drink. I guess I need to go to the top of the Citadel. This is just gonna be easier to fly, isn't it? No, this wait. Here's the Ice Crown Citadel that I'm supposed to be on top of. Why does Sylvanas look like a corgi? Or is it? It's because I used the corgi goggles earlier, right? That wasn't a pet. Ugh, I'm so not used to all the weird little gizmos and gadgets. That, well, I guess the waypoint is to the entrance, and then I have to find it from there. That makes sense. That makes
tell you of
sense.
the grim fate that has befallen our allies.
Or, no, I'm supposed to meet him outside the. This is what I get for not clearly reading the. Stuff. Now it's not loading their regular models now that I clicked off the corgi vision. What's the question? No, I need to. Let me just pull up the chat as long as it's well moderated. Yeah. I figured it was late enough that many people wouldn't show up. I attracted quite the shitstorm today on Twitter. No regrets. I'm right. Screw them. Though I guess I don't get the old chat messages when I pull up the chat again.
Blood and thunder!
The subtitle with the dramatic orchestral music. The fact that they're subtitling noises in the music and stuff is good for accessibility, though, so that's good to see.
She would come one day to seize this power for herself. Instead, she has done the unthinkable. Now, she will come for them all. To finish what she started. And break all who opposed her. Those who held Azeroth together will be in her sights.
Fucking Sylvanas. That was intense.
Acaris, the stronghold of the Ebon Blade, has moved to Icecrown Citadel. My Deathgate will take us there. High Lord Bolvar Foredragon has recovered from his battle with Sylvanas Windrunner. He awaits us, along with our allies.
Oh, Ice Crown Citadel.
Before our minions abducted key
I
leaders,
remember
the Banshee Queen attacked
running this a
Icecrown.
bunch,
She cut a path
depressed
to the
and
frozen
dysphoric
throne
and closeted
seized the
while
helm of domination.
watching a ton of Frasier.
To the sky, you will see the
Unironically.
results of her actions. I have never beheld anything like this. But shattering the helm
It's
also
weird
freed
associating
Bolvar
Ice Crown
Foredragon
Citadel
from
with
the burden
Frasier.
of being the Lich King. Bolvar believes he knows where the Banshee has taken those she abducted. He awaits you at the Frozen Throne. The leaders of the Alliance and Horde have gathered with him.
The peace remains tenuous. These are troubled times. Our people need stability. Alliance and Horde alike. We cannot risk sending Azeroth's leaders on what might well be a suicide mission. Our friends who were abducted would offer the same counsel.
Coward! I would pay any price to see the Banshee impaled upon my glaive.
There is much to be done.
I missed a little dun dun.
When the Banshee shattered the helm, it tore a gaping wound through the veil between our world and the Shadowlands. During my vigil upon the Frozen Throne, I caught fleeting glimpses into the realms of death. Among them, I saw a place of inescapable darkness. That is where you must go, if you are to save those Sylvanas has taken. Together, we can open the way.
So I guess there's
Place
not
the
a
shards of
Lich
domination
King anymore,
around the
and
circle of runes. Then the
I haven't
ritual
read
can
too much of the lore
begin.
about this. And shattering the Lich King's helmet broke the world between... I know that we're going into the afterlife.
When the helm rested upon my head, it took all my will to keep its insidious power in check. Many times, I nearly faltered.
Still a better Lich King than
I could
Arthas.
sense a dark presence at the edge of my consciousness. Not Arthas, not Ner'zhul. Something else. It is that very presence I sense lurking beyond the shattered sky above.
How do I go through the beam of light? I have to place the shards of domination around the... Oh, so you gotta... Well, and I can't blink.
I dare not travel with you, even free of the helm. I fear I would become bound to the will of its true master. But this threat cannot be left unchecked. Therefore you must venture where I cannot. The dangers you face will be considerable. Alone, you may well be outmatched. To aid in this task, the Knights of the Ebon Blade shall lend you their strength. Darian Mograine has volunteered to fight at your side.
The Ebon Blade does not fear death,
It's over
here
here.
or in realms beyond.
Living mortals were never intended to cross beyond the veil. Where you are going, you may be unable to return. But there is no other course. Death comes to claim Azeroth. It falls to you to defend her. The time has come. Take up the Shattered Helm, and we will open the rift. The path open.
Finally!
Your courage will be remembered, champion. Aldiel Shalar.
Find those who were taken and bring them home.
Rescue the others. The Banshee is mine to kill.
Tyrande, don't do this!
For Ilisar Perenol!
We can't lose you to the darkness.
You made it through the rift. Good. And that was no sign of the High Priestess. Perhaps she charged ahead into the chaos.
They do a good job of making this feel epic. Things have gotten more cinematic more and more each WoW expansion, I've noticed.
A shadow of hope remains. Harness your hate. Make it useful. We must forge our own destiny. way out of here. We will meet you ahead. Regroup with your fellow knights. We will not be far behind.
Rally
We are
more death
establishing a forward
knights.
position. Go. Make sure we hold it. For us, there is no peace, no rest. We will see it through to this end. All is not lost. Not yet. This clarion will signal the Ebon Blade to converge on your foe. Use it wisely.
Just gotta keep going down here, I guess. Hey, it's my name as the last name. So I guess I am Phoebe the Flying Fox, but my human's name. Can't mount here because they want to make this intense and cinematic. One thing that FF14 has kind of spoiled me on is just how you just automatically get the gil when you kill someone, and then just there's less of this junk that you have to worry about hanging on to and selling later.
done all we can here. Let's get moving before reinforcements arrive.
Get my health back up. Saving ass with invisibility. Forget that they did bring back Arcane Intellect last expansion. I should probably be worrying about stuff like Presence of Mind. Though, at times I've made macros for those. So it just uses them if they're up, and then otherwise just casts Arcane Blast. I should have counterspelled that buff he put on himself.
We are driven by a single purpose: retribution.
Give me 1 second. It appears we've escaped our enemies. Notice for the moment, we should take the opportunity to scout the nearby area for signs of our allies. We will draw less attention alone. The Ebon Blade will hold back, awaiting my signal. Come, let us see what awaits in this hellscape.
We are eternal. We are vastly outnumbered.
Really, literally a hellscape in this case, given that it's like WoW Afterlife.
Clues that point to the whereabouts of our allies.
You need something.
What guild was he even in? Oh right, I made Phoenix Blossoms, which has no one in it.
We will have our revenge!
Frost magic. Looks like the work of our friend, the Lord Admiral. The conflict seems to move in this direction. We should follow the trail before it grows cold.
Ha 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 ha. So clever.
More of Lady Proudmoore's handiwork. It would be unwise to break the enchantment. Let's move along. The Lord Admiral is truly formidable. We've bested one of these monstrosities. Hold! What's that up ahead?
It's Jaina.
Up ahead! It's Lady Proudmoore. Looks like we've secured
We
the Lord
cannot let the
Admiral.
world fall
I'll
to
signal the
darkness.
Ebon Blade to advance.
Thank the light you found us.
Jaina's kind of come full circle from her just sort of fuck everyone about the Horde. Everyone who's part of the Horde mentality, but that's for the best.
We all have our ghosts. We can't stay here. Can you walk, Thrall?
I will manage. Thank you for coming to my aid, Jaina.
Something's flying.
They
at
were
us
so
from
friendly
above.
in Warcraft 3,
They found us.
and
Be
then
ready.
early WoW, and it's good to see them being friendly again. Cinematic time!
All you like, mortals. You cannot escape your fate. Your chains will be eternal.
We're overrun. I'm getting us out of here. Left some mere images behind
Mass
to keep them
teleport.
distracted.
It's such a
The
fun
illusion
spell to
won't
use in
hold for
Warcraft
long.
3.
Hurry. I will never forget. Be careful who you trust.
There's
What would you ask the daughter of the sea? I know what must be done. The time for dreaming is over. The Alliance will endure. There's a cave just around the bend. With any luck, we can reach it before they notice.
Let's hope so. Our captors won't be pleased you managed to slip past them again.
You will not evade our grasp, mortals.
There goes our luck.
Knights, secure the cave! We'll hold off these fiends!
To target something first. So much for remaining unnoticed. Let's hurry.
What did Thrall mean by slip past them again? They escaped before.
I've broken free countless times, only to end up back in a cage. We've hidden inside this cave before. We can't stay long, but it should buy us a little time.
Another ambush! Bring them down!
Silly Jaina, you can't buy time. It's not a commodity.
Lord Admiral, before we found you, did you see any sign of the Night Warrior?
Tyrande, here. No, I have not.
She leapt into the rift just ahead of us. She vowed to find Sylvanas Windrunner.
I love how everyone just hates Sylvanas now.
It is troubling. An ancient ritual infused her with incredible power. I fear it may be growing beyond her ability to contain it.
Your cell awaits, mage. The jailer has plans for you.
I've had enough of your cages, fiend.
There is nowhere to run. Nothing escapes the maw. These allies of yours are insignificant. They will all end up in chains.
Not if we end you first!
It is useless to resist.
In here.
Forlorn respite.
We should be safe enough here for the moment. When you first arrived, I wasn't sure if you were even real, or if you were just another illusion meant to torment us.
Maybe I am.
I was beginning to lose hope that I'd see anyone from our world again. I will do what I can. A single spark can set the world aflame.
Anduin insisted that our allies would come for us. I confess I had begun to doubt him. I'm sure you have
Control your power,
moved
or
too
it
far
will
away.
Control you.
I'm sure you have many questions. I'll do what I can to provide answers, but I'm afraid even after... What has it been? Weeks? Longer? Time loses all meaning in a place of such darkness. I feel that right now with the stuff I'm going through right now, Jaina. Forgive me. Let me tell you what little I can.
Be careful who you trust. The Alliance will endure. Very well. Where to begin? Denizens call this realm the Maw. From what I have gathered, it was intended as a prison for the most foul, irredeemable souls that ever existed.
Something has changed. Pure, noble souls are being held captive here as well. They cry out in torment.
Indeed. And one of their tormentors, and ours, is Sylvanas Windrunner. It seems she has made a powerful ally. The Shades whisper of someone called the Jailer. I know what must be done.
The jailer must be the
Jailer
person
rules
that
this realm. I
Bolvar
know
was
little
sensing at
about
the
it,
edge of his
but it's clear
psyche or
he's taken
whatever.
a special interest in us. He has personally overseen our treatment here.
We have endured countless torments. At
Whatever this
times, it
jailer
felt
and
as
the
if we were
Banshee are
being
planning,
tested.
it won't end well.
Though for what purpose, I
Friends.
cannot say.
We all have our ghosts. I caught glimpses of Bane and Anduin during my attempts to break free. They live. That's all I know for certain. But I have found no means of leaving them all. I can only manage to teleport short distances. This nightmare feels inescapable.
Big mood.
Countless souls are now pouring into this realm. Some have been here for untold ages. Perhaps one of them knows a way out.
I can scarcely imagine the horrors such spirits have endured. I fear there's nothing left of them to save. They manifest as malevolent shades that wander the darkness. I doubt they'd willingly help us.
Knights of the Ebon Blade have ways to compel the dead to speak. If we seize one of them, we can extract its secrets.
Make it quick. Tomorrow is another
The way
day.
forward will not be easy. Control your power, or it will control you.
Control your power, or it will control you. Interesting. So, because we have a fragment of the Lich King's helmet that Bolvar gave us, we should be able to take control of the spirits long enough to find out what they know. But they need to be sufficiently weakened first.
The Knights of the Ebon Blade will not falter.
This is one of those quests that will be easy, but I think anyway, but actually gets harder if you're over leveled, because then it can just be a little too easy to squash them rather than get them worn down. Guess I need to go up through here. Though surely it'll just give me a little thing to click when I don't know. We'll see. I think they have that quality of life improvement now. Yeah, right there.
Souls are too fragmented. There must be another way. We'll see. This target poses a considerable threat.
I'm already
I will
50% of the way to
signal the Ebon Blade for
level
assistance once we
51.
engage it.
Gotta wait for it to respawn. Every time I go to Twitter to bump the tweet about this stream, I just have like 20 more notifications. I do not care. Everyone just wants to yell and not actually understand what the fuck is going on.
Tear this monstrosity down! Now! Bend it to your will!
I love how it's actually like the one that I put down here didn't work anymore. It created a separate item for the new quest, which kind of makes sense. But
All is not lost. Not yet. We must. You're coming with us. Speak,
A
fiend.
long road lies before us. I will not forget.
No mercy.
gotta find King Anduin.
A single spark
The
can
leader
set
of
the
the
world
humans.
aflame. Once we find Anduin, my staff will serve as an anchor for me to teleport us back to safety. All set. Let's get moving.
I wonder when I'm gonna start getting new gear pieces.
This is the Tremaculum. Here, souls are tormented, twisted into wretched shades.
Last I saw Anduin, they were taking him to the tower above. We need to find a way up there. Here. There's Anduin.
Sylvanas, what does she want with him?
The true battle lies ahead.
You won't succeed.
Such a narrow vision. You disappoint me. No matter. We will find what we seek. In another.
Anduin! How badly are you hurt?
I will live. I'm relieved you're all safe.
These bonds are too strong to break by force. We must find a way to free him.
Sometimes we must fight for what we believe in.
The Afflictor.
Be vigilant.
If there's something that I need to enable for raids to work, I can.
You will be broken!
Jailer. Okie dokie.
Find the cave on the other side of the chasm. Our allies will protect you there.
I'm enjoying it, and it's a good way to unwind after getting yelled at people on Twitter all day for thinking it's good when civilian slaughtering fascist militias die. People have some weird, messed up morals. But I appreciate you trying to rate it even if it didn't work out.
Ebon-Blade forces are positioned nearby. They will defend you.
Yeah, Twitter politics is... no one really should be wasting their energy on it, and yet I did that for most of the day. What always gets me in trouble on Twitter is that at the end of the day, if I think someone is wrong, I don't really care what they think about me. Need more of the keys. Yeah, everyone just always wants to evoke the Iraq War endlessly, which was a really bad idea from the get-go for various reasons. It was botched badly by the United States, but hey, not every Middle Eastern country is Iraq, and the situation in Syria is way worse than it was in Iraq in 2003. That civil war has been going on for a very long time, and I don't like it when civilians get killed, and apparently that makes me a bad person. And meanwhile, I'm the type of person who really enjoys doing a lot of that research and gets a lot of just intellectual satisfaction out of it. And then a lot of the issues that people comment about regularly on Twitter, they don't really know what they're talking about. It's like how everyone is equating they see unaccompanied minors in HHS custody as being equivalent to Trump forcibly separating kids from their families at the border. Like it's not the same thing. I'm sorry, and Biden can't really do anything to stop it anyway. And it's actually a good thing that unaccompanied minors at the border aren't turned away so that they're just picked up by child traffickers, actually. Sorry, the complexities of the world aren't always emotionally satisfying. Yep, absolutely. It's just all about owning the libs and finding new ways to own the libs, and it doesn't really matter how, just as long as you're somehow scoring points against Democrats. And it's really stupid because Democrats are the only thing that meaningfully stands between the U.S. just going really fascist. Leftists do not have that kind of power.
Greetings, friend. Never lose hope. Thank you, champion. I feared I would never be free of those shackles.
We should move quickly. Are you fit to travel?
I will be fine.
My ability to teleport is
It's like if the people who stormed the Capitol started an actual civil war in the United States, and there were literal white supremacist militias going around the United States killing people, they should be bombed.
I need a target.
Don't be a coward about this kind of stuff. It just lets more people die.
Let me tend them.
Thank you, Anduin. It'll feel good to be back
Yeah,
at full
everyone equates various things that they think are the same, and people really do not understand the unaccompanied minor phenomenon in general, and how the vast majority of these minors know that they can't be turned away and are intentionally going to the border alone so that they can go into HHS custody so that they can get a guaranteed asylum hearing. Yeah, they really don't care about people dying unless they can do it to them. They really do not. So many people spent so much time today trying to make a big deal about how I want civilians to die because I think it's good when people who murder civilians who are camped out in a warehouse in the middle of nowhere die.
Tell us where to find it.
Nothing of value is lost. Okay, maybe the warehouse, but that was it.
Could you make sense of what it said, Lord Admiral?
The cauldron it spoke of lies beyond the River of Souls. I believe Bane is being held captive there.
Then it seems our course is clear. For us, there is no peace, no rest. We cannot leave these innocent
We
souls
cannot let the
alone to
world
their
fall to
fate.
darkness.
Our remaining forces will remain on guard
Control
here.
your power.
Signal us when you find this waystone.
You're troubled, Thrall. What is it?
Still no sign of Tyrande. We cannot leave her alone in this nightmare.
Agreed. But we have no idea how to find her. We will do our best. But this waystone may be our only means of escape. There's a way out of the mall. And there has to be a way back in.
Use the helm while it's
We'll return
weakened.
for her.
Use the helm while it's weakened.
Yeah, there's a lot that was set up in really problematic ways post 9/11, and we really need to meaningfully reckon with that. And the problem that a lot of people have politically is they're so caught up in long-term fixes that they get mad at any change, however short-term, to the status quo, and just it's like we need to take steps to make border crossing more easy, to decriminalize it for adults, to ensure that families can cross together and not have unaccompanied minors now are just taking advantage of that one policy directed at them. And just if we had a more open immigration policy in general, you wouldn't have this happen. But that would require major congressional action that is not going to happen anytime soon. And that sucks. It really sucks. There's so much about how I view politics that just sucks. But that doesn't mean that the world is the way that it is, and you kind of have to deal with that.
By a force of wretched champions.
Congress really is so broken.
You will pay for that insult! The skies of your world will be darkened by the wings of my Morsworn!
She was a boss in Legion, I think.
Azeroth!
Drown! Drown among the souls of the damned!
What is this madness?
This sound! It's unbearable!
Keep moving!
This is actually Azeroth's version of hell, basically.
Look! On the precipice above!
I will do what I
Is
can.
that?
And this entire expansion pack is about how the barrier between Azeroth and the Shadowlands has been broken because the helm of the Lich King was destroyed, and it's all a plot on Sylvanas Windrunner's part to gain a lot more power. And both the Horde, even though she used to be the war chief of the Horde, and the Alliance are teaming up against her. I've noticed that there's sort of it's like with WoW expansions, they'll do one that's so heavily Alliance versus Horde, and then the next one will be all about how the Alliance and Horde have to unite together to defeat some evil, horrible threat, and then the next expansion will be back to focusing on the Alliance and Horde hating each other, and then the cycle repeats. And
I will.
Pitiful mortal. I find your spirit unworthy. Bane! No!
His wounds are mending, but his spirit remains weakened. I've never seen anything like it.
I believe I have. In a place very far from here.
Warcraft 3 remains my favorite part of the Warcraft series. I got into Warcraft as a kid playing Warcraft 1 and followed it all the way up through, and I used to spend so much time playing Warcraft 3 as a teenager, and I've enjoyed the re-release of it maybe a bit more than the average person, but they really have not fully delivered on a lot of their promises there, though apparently the team that's working on the Diablo 2 remaster is also going to be adding more to that. And slight mess over at Blizzard. Hopefully they clean up their shit.
Together, we are strong.
One of the things that I really liked about Wrath of the Lich King as a WoW expansion is it tied up so many of the loose ends that were introduced in the Frozen Throne, which was the expansion pack to Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 is so great. I used to play so many RTSs as a teenager. And Civ. So, I guess turn-based games too, but
I prefer to strike my enemies face to face. I suppose it's got heft to it. Let's see what else we can find, though.
it's so easy to get likes on tweets that just bash the Dems, no matter how valid they are. And I agree about the Civilization game. I kept delaying it because I kept thinking surgery would happen soon, and then it would be a good thing to do during recovery, and then that kept slipping away more and more. And then things just... I was talking to a new surgeon up in New York today, and dropped 2 phone calls on my cell phone because the reception here sucks.
A serviceable weapon, though I've never understood why the Alliance seems so fixated with swords. Too much blade, not enough haft. Too long a handle. Better than nothing, I suppose. Let's take one more look.
I think he will chill out and just... the last I heard from him was an email where he was expressing a lot of frustration while also making it clear that, oh, something could have happened really soon if I hadn't hung up on him, but I didn't hang up on him. The one thing I hate about living on a farm is that there's no cell phone reception here. It's like 1 bar 3G, even if I have gigabit internet. Howdy.
At last, a proper warrior's weapon. If the jailer comes, he will taste my steel.
I actually had tried Wi-Fi calling first, and then there were issues with the volume, and so we switched to regular calling. Well, and then you're probably talking about Wi-Fi calling, which is like separate from VoIP. My bad. For whatever reason, whenever I try to enable that on my iPhone, it's just like contact AT&T, and I probably should contact AT&T, but I've not contacted AT&T. Need the Wither Blade. People really need to learn that fascism is marketing itself towards people who hate liberals. Extensively. That is the key way that red brownism works. I guess I just gotta keep killing these until one of them drops the wither blade. I'm pretty convinced that some of the really big tweets that are just disparaging Democrats in bad ways are getting boosted by botnets. It's so easy to get huge tweets if you get an anti-Dem tweet even decently off the ground with engagement.
Blood still stains its blade.
Totally how so many people work.
For Azeroth.
People are so determined to think that there's no way that Biden could actually be a pretty decent president who has been actually doing as good of a job as he realistically could so far.
When I break the blade, be prepared for whatever comes.
Then people not only want the serotonin button hit, but are just happy to cozy up to such reactionary people just because they say the right things. And it's so bad. It's so bad.
I think he's coming too. Bane, can you hear me?
Yep, you really need to listen to the boring news. A lot of people are very stuck in bubbles. And then whenever it comes up that there's a problem with political bubbles, the typical response is, oh, I don't need to talk to conservatives who want me dead. And it's like, well, there's a big gap between only listening to your hyper-specific little niche group and listening to literally everyone. There's such a wide range between those two.
Spirits watch over you. Stand
I wish we had
strong.
more time for you to
Stay
recover,
true.
but we need to move.
Understood. Lead the way.
People will do such gymnastics to try to play up their supposedly humble backgrounds and stuff among leftists. And the whole thing about the Democrats being the party of black people really is key, because all these people will say stuff like Black Lives Matter while working against the interests of black voters. And
What would you ask if we follow the sea?
We seek a waystone located beyond the cauldron. Have you seen it? I spotted an obelisk of ancient stone upon the high ridge. It did not seem important. The jailer's forces pay it little heed. What do you think it is?
Our way out of here. We hope. The time for dreaming is over. I know what must be done.
The jailer's forces seem endless. There is no way we can fight through them all.
everyone also just tends to bring their prior convictions to everything, and it's all about just shoving
There will
things into your
likely be
prior
some
convictions so it
conceit.
fits in those,
Stay close.
and
We can't afford to draw their attention.
people really don't want to look deeper than that level of assumption.
Careful. These eyes can see through my spell.
The
Stay
size of the
close.
jailers
My spell has limited range.
rivals that of the Legion, and it's growing larger.
Hold here.
People also just... We need much better ways to get a good education. I do think that public colleges should be free, but people place such an extreme emphasis on it. I'm a college dropout. I was really dysphoric. I really couldn't handle it anymore, and I dropped out. I transitioned, and I succeeded anyway. I got lucky in a lot of ways, but just... There really should be more focus on things like trade schools and not telling everyone that they should go into massive amounts of debt. Even if I really do think that public universities should have free tuition.
My spell has limited range.
People hate critical
My spell has
thinking.
limited range.
And so many people just pick the people that they decide to listen to about everything and then just parrot whatever they have to say. And
Look, on the platform
I
ahead,
really truly do
that
not
must
do
be
that.
the way
There's
stone. We need to reach it before the jailer
there's no
takes
one that I
notice.
will listen to unquestioningly about politics. They might make convincing arguments, and I'll never really actually question them too much, but just research. Don't force everything into your prior convictions. Don't assume that you know everything about a situation.
I can't find a way to activate it.
I don't think the stone is responding to us. I think it's responding to this champion.
Free community college would be good. But one of the things that is really telling is all the research shows that free pre-K really gets people on the right track from a very young age. It helps parents by giving a proper educational environment for their kids a year earlier. And I mean, I went to pre-K. It really correlates with better success, more thriving, happy kids, and parents. But no one on the left is talking about how free pre-K should be a priority.
A just cause is always worth fighting for. Victory
When the
in
jailer
light.
realizes our plan, he'll send all his forces against us. Our only chance is to keep them at bay long enough.
And then it's also so telling how everyone just keeps fixating on the stimulus part of COVID relief, acting like that's all it is, again, like they did last year. And as someone who got laid off at the beginning of the pandemic, and then recently again because of surgery delays, I am so thankful for all of this enhanced unemployment stuff.
Hold the line! The Waystone must finish charging!
Yeah, they really do just want extra cash, and they're bitter that they aren't going to get quite as much as expected, and just so many people who are going after me today were just trying to bring up the fact that I am wealthy and I normally have a good tech income. I'm certainly well off compared to the average person, but People really seem to think that I have way more money than I do. I do not. It was actually somewhat challenging to buy a tiny, cheap little farm that qualified for FHA.
All that you see, all that you know, will be undone. Jaina, something's wrong. It seems the Waystone has stopped charging.
The stone responds to you, champion. Try to activate it while we hold off the Jailer's army.
Nothing escapes the law. Yield to the inevitable.
They've stopped their advance.
The Jailer would need to be played by Dave Bautista in a live-action version of this.
The light is with me, even here. Go, champion! Go! You have failed.
No. I have precisely what I need. An agent of the Maw is attacking Oribos. Defend the Arbiter!
Hold. The Maw's power does linger upon them, but I sense... No, that cannot be possible!
Greetings, mortal.
We must bring them to the Overseers at once.
Is this more like
Come with
heaven
us,
than hell? So
stranger.
Oribos makes me think that they're going for Oribos. But then there are lots of other players here. So this is clearly some type of hub. I'm undead. This is a character that I've had since Classic WoW, and just I created this character when I was in college and got so much shit from guy friends who played WoW for playing a girl character, and I totally knew that I was trans then, and just played it off, but it was very intentional.
Another unexpected development. We shall see to their reception.
I feel like so much of the Howard Dean stuff I slightly missed out on back in 2004 because that was the year I was living in Japan, and just I was following politics so much at that age, and then in Japan, it was just basically telling everyone, like, oh yeah, Bush is an idiot. Calling him a baka at every chance that I got, and not really thinking about politics beyond that, because I was actually happy.
Welcomes you. Every soul has its place. Trust the purpose. How may I aid you, mortal?
Speaking of, I just got it. Text from my house mom. Yeah, I hate Japanese politics. I love how I started talking about Japan and then I almost immediately get a text from my host mom.
Fate guides your hand.
Every attendant in Ouroboros is taught that the maw is unbreachable, that the malevolent souls within were sealed away for all eternity.
This mortal's escape might mean the prison is weakening. If true, the banished one could...
Cardelen, Kasher, purpose be praised. At long last, the Arbiter has stirred.
The Arbiter is this Halo 2?
News, honored voice. Mere moments ago, there was a disturbance at the boundary of the moor. Then this mortal appeared, claiming to have broken free of it.
A living mortal? Surely their presence here serves the purpose. If the Arbiter reacted to their arrival, perhaps they are the key to waking her.
Is this mortal worthy of such an audience? They may prove to be an agent of the jailer.
Yeah, the only people that... The only Americans you're going to find that are really into LDP are really reactionary types who basically just, you know, see the untainted Japan as some ideal that isn't even really based on actual Japanese traditionalism in a lot of ways either.
Blessed be her voice.
What might your purpose be? Until we speak again.
It's just ultra-nationalist bullshit.
Blessed be her voice.
And they're so determined to resist any serious changes to immigration policies, even as the countryside is dying because not enough people are being born anymore, and the demographics are just all incredibly out of whack. And this is exactly why open borders are a good thing, because we can solve these demographic issues easily if people can move freely about the world.
Speak, mortal. She is unchanged, ever silent, ever still. When you arrived in Ouroboros, I saw the Arbiter stir for the first time in many cycles.
Borders are so fake. Imaginary lines that we violently enforce and just create lots of needless misery.
Words cannot describe the glory
freedom of movement is good. Free trade is good.
that I may show you.
It's really obnoxious that a lot of people really struggle to still see that.
For uncounted eons, the Shadowlands was in perfect order. Infinite
free trade can lead to super exploitation of developing economies in the way that Lenin discusses in imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism, but also developing countries that are just cut off from the world wind up like North Korea, where everyone is starving and
experienced all that had shaped a soul in life.
It's not good when poor countries can't actually make money.
She consigned every soul to the afterlife it justly deserved. Until... in that dread moment, our perfect...
Agreed completely.
And so it is that every soul kind and cruel alike, is denied its rightful afterlife.
Interesting.
And instead is damned to the inescapable torment of the maw.
So it's basically like the plot of The Good Place.
Now souls rich with anima travel only to the maw. We have tried everything to stop it, to awaken our blessed arbiter, to no avail. Without anima, drought has gripped the Shadowlands. The afterlives have grown isolated. Fear and uncertainty haunt us all. With countless souls feeding the jailer, I fear he may grow strong enough to break free from the maw. It is said he is filled with hatred.
Oh, I just boosted the tweet about this stream again. I have so many notifications.
Of everything the first ones made. Return to the lower levels. The overseers will prepare you for what is to come. Come forth and be judged.
The purpose brought you to us. Blessed be her voice. We all have a part to play.
I really do not get the continued existence of tankies.
More outsiders. What have you done, mortal?
Be at ease. I am Bolvar Fordragon. These knights and I are here to help.
The touch of the maw is upon their souls as well. But if they found a way to break free of its influence, perhaps they can aid us.
We will face whatever comes.
Sucks that you got banned. You should be able to be mean to Ted Cruz with reckless abandon on Twitter. I love that that's how... that's been a big part of internet comment etiquette shtick in the past. He hasn't done it quite as much lately, but he used to make it a point of sending a mean tweet to Ted Cruz every video back in the day. Fuck Ted Cruz. I was trying to tell people back in 2015 he's just as bad as Trump. And he really is.
I fear darker days are to come.
I love how they make a big deal about how, oh, you probably won't be able to return to Azeroth after you cross into the Shadowlands. And, you know, there's so much old content that I know that they wouldn't want to actually cut you off from. And I suppose the intro stuff was relatively long, but now it's just like, okay, we can make portals back to Azeroth now, don't worry.
I suggest establishing your portals where you first arrived, just outside the city.
As you wish. Champion, please confirm where our acolytes should open the portals. We stand together against the darkness.
Arbiter watches over all.
The Arbiter sees all things.
I speak for the one who is silent.
Need something? Leave me be.
A lot of this, I mean, I'm a mage, so I can just teleport as necessary anyway.
Get on with it.
I have opened countless portals in my lifetime, but never one that connected two planes of reality.
I thought death was the end of existence. Here, it seems, death is a power that offers new beginnings. What do you seek, mortal? The Eternal City must be
Oribos
protected.
welcomes you.
This feels like somewhere weirdly in between, like... it feels like a fusion of some of the different architectural styles. Just, there's a little bit of Troll there, but there's a little bit of Draenei there.
I live to serve, Maw Walker. Please, do see me again.
I am enchanting and tailoring on this character. I never maxed out in Zandalar.
It is clear you deserve only the best. This realm offers influence. It would be my pleasure to help you.
I love how there's fishing in the afterlife.
May I tempt you with my wares? Until our next transaction.
Until our next
Tell
transaction.
me what you need, my friend. Always a pleasure.
So this is the bank.
For you, I offer only the finest. Everything is negotiable.
I played a little bit of Guild Wars back in the day, and one of the things that I never stuck with it, but they had box art that varied and represented the different classes or whatever. And there was one with box art of a ranger woman on it with just kind of wavy brunette hair and stuff, who I wanted to be so badly when I saw that. I am glad that I can kind of feel like I did.
The purpose reveals our way. May you find your fate.
Necro Girl looked more like a dom than someone I wanted to be.
How may I assist? Fortune and wealth to you. Welcome to the Eternal City. May the purpose guide you. What do you seek? Trust
my
in the
undivided
Arbiter.
attention. Death is the ultimate transaction. All goods and services for sale.
Yeah,
And when she sundered the
there's
helm,
just been kind of a
sky above the
streamlining
citadel
trend.
shattered.
And
Spire
they blur together. Like, I prefer FF14 over WoW, but I feel like they blur together even more there because they recycle some of the same spells. And there are more jobs than WoW classes.
The balance between life and death will be broken. All you hold dear will be consumed in darkness.
I need a target.
The purpose brought you to us.
I will aid you as best I can. The balance must be restored.
Hear the words of the Arbiter. Tell me, how did these allies from your world become trapped in the Maw?
Sylvanas Windrunner sent her agents to abduct them. Dark, winged beings who caught them in chains and dragged them through the shattered sky.
The winged Kyrian of Bastion ferry souls from the mortal realm into the Shadowlands, but not with chains. And they are noble, untainted by the Maw.
True, but it would seem this is the only clue our mortal friend has to follow. It falls to us to
I
open
keep
the
meaning
way
to play the Old Republic.
Overseer Karsher,
I love Star
take
Wars.
this mortal to the
It's
ring
just
of transference.
getting into a new MMO always
Use
feels a little
our
overwhelming.
anima reserves to open a pathway to Bastion.
Thank you. My girlfriend just brought me a drink.
Honored voice. We have so little anima in our reserves. Surely we should be more...
See it done, Karsher. With her voice have I spoken.
You are welcome in Oribos. Come, mortal. I
What
will
news
show
do you
you
bring?
the way.
Still, the idea of being able to explore some Star Wars locales in a Jedi way would be cool, but I don't know, I've been kind of meaning to get more into Elder Scrolls Online, which I've played a little bit of before, and feel like that the appeal there is even stronger.
This
Like,
teleporter will convey
I really
you
like
to the ring
Morrowind,
of
and I know that they have
transference.
Morrowind content now, and it would be cool to revisit all of that with much better graphics. Knights of the Old Republic is very good.
The purpose must be followed.
When the Arbiter's chambers are... Within the Arbiter's chambers are gateways to the infinite realms of the Shadowlands. Each soul was judged a gateway would be open to the appropriate afterlife. But since the incident, all gateways have remained closed, dormant. We dare not use the Arbiter's sacred chamber for so mundane a purpose as travel. But here in the upper ring of the city, gateways can be configured for your needs. Before us stands the means to activate a gateway. Together we can channel the anima to power it.
Please keep our corridors. We have precious little anima to spare. But the honored voice has blessed your mission, so we will use what we have.
All the references
We
to
will
anima
call
just
down
remind me
one
of
the soul
of Final Fantasy
conduits
X.
for use as a gateway to Bastion. These paths have been dormant for some time. Your arrival will be unexpected.
It seems like they're trying to do fan servicey things with The Mandalorian while still trying to make it a really high quality and gritty show. But maybe HQ-47 is a little too niche. I don't know. It's different than Luke showing up.
I have been instructed to assist you. Greetings, mortal. Order shall be written.
This is an interesting mount. Kinda reminds me of a mana worm. Kind of. the in between. This really feels a lot different than earlier WoW expansions in a good way. Even if this is just a flight path, it feels different than any other flight path I've used in this game.
By the Archon, the way is open? Allow me to show you the way. Keep a calm mind. Archon's wisdom prevails. We will fix this drought. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Bastion. Though, you are like no soul I have ever seen before. No matter. You are to become one of the Kyrian. It is our sacred charge to bring mortal souls before the Arbiter for judgment. It has been an age since we last welcomed a new arrival. The greeter will tell you more, as soon as we awaken
it. Yeah, she does kind of sound passive-aggressive.
You are a sign of the winds of change. Sika, can we spare any anima for the greeter?
Yes! Take my barrel. Centurions will share. Hold tight now! No anima must fall!
Sika's voice is really familiar.
My anima for Bastion.
Athena, what's your problem? My dog has decided to bark at something out the window.
Allow me to help. A steward's job is never done. fake greeter now.
Anima reserves now nominal. Initializing.
I give a really cliche answer to that, I guess. Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop always meant a lot to me from when I first watched it the first time. And I mean, I took a class in high school that was all about basic 3D modeling and made a model of the Swordfish 2. That whole series is such America porn, though. There's a reason why it's way more popular in America than in Japan. When I lived in Japan, I found literally one person who goes into Cowboy Bebop.
How may I assist you? It was my pleasure.
Please take this opportunity to process these facts and find acceptance. When you have done so, we will continue your orientation.
Greetings, denizen of Azeroth. We have prepared a number of activities to help you acclimate to your new existence. Please visit each station.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is really good.
I must prepare my station. I will meet you there.
Once knew someone who really insisted that the original Full Metal Alchemist was better, and how anyone could arrive at that conclusion is beyond me.
We must all walk the path.
The Vespers of Bastion are no ordinary instruments. Their voices bolster the spirit and draw forth the lingering burdens of one's former life. All deeds from your previous life will be collected and stored. The archives compile the histories of countless mortal worlds, as seen through the eyes of aspirants like yourself.
Yeah, agreed. I started with the original, which made it easier, but Brotherhood's better.
Step into the pool, friend. Passing through the veil can be traumatic. Passing through the veil can be traumatic. Allow us to cleanse the pain of that ordeal.
Splish splash. This looks like it would be a fun place for ducks to play.
It looks like a Kyrian, but it is twisted. How strange. Carry on with your learning. I will meet you near the greeter.
One of the things that I think is special to me about Cowboy Bebop as well is I got really into Adult Swim as soon as it premiered and was just watching that religiously the first few years, and Cowboy Bebop was a big part of that. I wound up president of my school's anime club senior year. Made people watch a bunch of Azumanga Daioh. I remember that.
Welcome, new aspirants, to the first step in your journey through Bastion. While you venture among us, we will teach you the virtues of purity, courage, humility, wisdom, and loyalty. You will cleanse yourself of your mortal flaws and ascend to a higher state of being, capable of performing our most sacred and difficult task. We have much to teach you, but have no fear. Your journey is your own, and you may walk the path at your own pace.
I'm glad that the teachers at my school that we managed to find to support the anime club were pretty understanding about that kind of stuff. Definitely were watching some R-rated stuff, and my high school had a middle school included too, and then the anime club was for anyone at the school, so it was 6th through 12th grade. And yeah, those 6th graders are seeing things that they probably shouldn't.
How may I serve you? Our purpose is to serve. Whatever the challenge.
Kyrian, in service of the Maw? That cannot be.
What is the meaning of this?
They must have sensed that I enabled the greeter. I will handle this, mortal.
Why is this Nemesis unit active? We can ill afford this anima expenditure.
Goodbye.
Ascended One, this newcomer brings troubling news of Kyrian in the Maw. We must inform the Archon.
A grim fate. But if the Arbiter judged them deserving of it, then the matter is not our concern.
These were not prisoners, but willing servants. Surely this merits an audience.
There is but
and then
one
people
way
all have to
earn an
rebuy the
audience with
textbook.
Archon.
And, well, hopefully the
To
publisher
walk the
sent out new
path
copies,
and
but
prove
even then that
worthy of
seems like such a
ascension.
big overreaction.
State your purpose. You know the path better than most, aspirant.
What is on your
Archon's
mind?
eyes upon you.
Follow the path. As if we have... We should be on our way. The future of Bastion is in our hands.
Am I gonna have to go around?
I had nearly passed my final trial when the drought began. None have ascended since.
You really do need a good foreign language teacher, more so than a
Well,
lot of
must appear
subjects, I feel
pristine
like.
to you. Words
I
cannot
was
express what
I was
lost.
often able to sort of figure out things on
Let
my
me show
own
you.
when a lot of other teachers are bad, but
We are in the midst of an unspeakable tragedy. Come. We will seek out my soulbind, Pelagos, at Aspirin's Rest.
Aspirant's Rest. Oof. It really sucks to be in that kind of position, and I feel you there. No one else will play by the rules, but you don't want to stoop to their level.
Clea! Thank the Archon.
Pelagos began the ritual
I
without
serve not
you.
only Bastion. What? That fool. We have little time.
Yay, PvP.
None could have seen that coming.
What? No, I think that was PvP, yeah. I thought her response at first was meant that it was scripted, but that was definitely a PvP gank.
The drought holds strong. We must find a solution.
New gear, wow. Finally.
Pelagos may soon succumb to doubt and fear. Make haste.
Oof, that's no good. Ganked again. If I recall, things aren't... It's like, it's not a PvP server anymore, and there's some way to turn that off. War mode. I am not in the mood to get ganked right now. Yeah, that was kind of how it was treated at my high school too, and I stuck with, like, I did AP Physics, Chemistry, and Biology. I really hated my AP Biology teacher. So, my dad had been a teacher at my high school, and he left after I was done with the middle school part of it. And then my AP Biology so my dad taught chemistry, and the AP Biology teacher really hated my dad and took it out on me. I was one of very few people in that class who got a 5 on the AP. I knew what I was talking about, but he was always finding ways to cut me down. And it just really sucked, because it was very clearly him just taking out his beef with my dad, and it's not like my opinions and my dad are that high either. There's a reason why I consider the most important parental figure in my life to be my Japanese host mom, even though she's not actually a parent of mine.
How may I serve you?
And then I had an AP Physics teacher who was pretty good, but he was constantly, like, teasing elements of the story of how he and his wife wound up together, and would tell like a couple of minutes of it if people were good in class. And I mean, they seemed I met his wife. I think it was a happy relationship, but it was basically a story of how he harassed and stalked her until she agreed to go out with him. And how he followed her home one time, and everyone in the class was just like, "Oh, how sweet," even though he'd already asked her out a couple times and she had said no. It's just major creep stuff that was just being portrayed as, oh, how romantic. So, my dad wound up marrying a former student from when he taught at my high school, and that's another really awkward thing. She's only a few years older than me, and I really like her, but when they got married, my dad was 46 and she was 23. Yeah, it's really awkward. My dad doesn't really talk to me that much. Like, we don't have a beef or anything. He just doesn't really seem to care. And
Even the best among us at times become overwhelmed.
I appeared in my dad's campaign ads for his leftist congressional campaigns in the 90s. Because though he is the type of person who staunchly believes that it is better to get a Democrat elected at the end of the day, I was raised in a household that had political ideals to the left of Democrats.
Did I fail? This is impossible!
A target. It's too far away.
Help me!
Insidious anxieties. That is not an attack I want to be hit with. I am dealing with far too many insidious anxieties as it is.
Your failure is a stain on your soul. No.
I just
No!
want surgery
I
to
must
be
not
over
give
with
in.
already.
Huh. That was too close for comfort. Thank you. I feel much better now.
He has very hobbitish energy.
done if not for that mortal?
I thought I could succeed on my own, but I was wrong. Do you need a training partner?
The drought holds strong. We must find a solution. Go on ahead. Pelagos and I will make our way over on foot.
Must we walk?
Hey, Haumea.
I am fairly fatigued after my trial.
Consider it part of your training, my friend.
Archon guide you. Trust the process.
Trust the process. More people need to be trusting the process in the real world.
Salutations! Right.
So the rumors were true. Come, let me look at you. When you are ready, approach the flame and follow the Watcher's instructions.
This should prove exciting.
Good night. Probably won't stay up too much later myself. It's after 2 a.m. here now. And it's been quite the day. Love to piss off half of Twitter by saying that it's actually good when people who slaughter civilians die. And then I just get accused of actually being the one who wants civilians to die somehow.
I welcome you.
Yeah, I guess I gotta touch it again.
Target
fascinating to have seen so much in so little time.
Did I not tell you? This one bears promise.
Speak. I would hear you. May your forge burn brightly.
Accidentally clicked through.
Do you think they will truly be able to help us?
That is up to them. First, let them see.
Oh! Ooh! Hello again!
Did you make a list, Sika?
Have it? Yes!
Good. I found you some help.
Gotta get lots of
We've got a
anima.
schedule to keep.
You have need of my hands? Take joy in your work and pride in your craft.
Yay. I like the design of these trees. The feathery stuff coming off of them. I love how that food munching sound effect hasn't changed in all these years. Is that going down? Now I'm gonna be weirdly stuck in combat. Whew, got all 3 of those quests done.
I help. Places to be. Time is precious.
How may I aid you? My hammer is yours, should you need it.
Fix forge! Fix forge!
Stewards exist exclusively to be of aid to us. They become rather depressed when they cannot perform their duties.
We help good.
Whew, I'm starting to get really tired. Didn't pick up the raw materials. And of course that slows me down.
You have need of my hands? If you could tidy up a bit, I will have this forge lit in short order. There we are. How may I aid you? Sika will show you how to operate the forge.
What can I do? Places to be.
Gotta keep the little mark in the range. It started falling so much faster.
Come. I have need of your hands. Hold the armor steady now. This is the most delicate part of the process. Precision is key. Ah, it is finished. Speak. I would hear you.
Take
Claire may be right to place her faith in you. Go in service.
Bye! Come back soon!
I can hear the geese honking. Honk, 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 honk.
I see you have earned the Forge Light's favor. Good. Time to put your new armor to the test. Deep breaths.
I am here for you. If at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again.
Can I get back here pretty, I guess, because I can fly there and then just come down here. I'm getting pretty tired and need to call it a night at some point. I can hearth back to... Oh, and that's my garrison hearthstone there. I'm so used to not really using my hearthstone that much because I've just been so reliant on teleporting most of the time. Me just got it easy in that regard. Alright, well, I got more than a level and a half and clearly made a decent dent in the story. This was good first excursion into Shadowlands, and my initial impressions are pretty positive. I was really underwhelmed by Battle for Azeroth. I mean, some of the areas seemed pretty, but I don't know, it just felt like slightly more annoying Legion. And this feels like a more fresh and inventive take on World of Warcraft, and still think that I much prefer Final Fantasy XIV and really do need to stream that at some point, but this has gotten me hooked, and I'll definitely play more of Shadowlands, and I'll probably stream more of it too. But thanks to everyone who showed up. I had a really good time tonight, and this was a good way to unwind after how just ridiculous things were on Twitter today, and I appreciate everyone who showed up. Have a wonderful evening.